Nothing wrong when you've been running as long as Mitt has, and you're at 25%, and you don't go much above, and you don't go much below. 75% of the other Republicans are telling you something about him.
So what do you think the problem?
Well, I think it's deeper. I think it's deeper than just, he's kind of stayed and everything else. I ran against him in 07, 08. I have never seen a guy, and I've run a lot of elections, supported a lot of people, opposed them. Never seen a guy change his positions on so many things so fast on a dime.
You're only allowed a certain number of flips before people begin to doubt your character. And I think Romney exhausted his quota some time back.
If you're not sure about wanting to support Mitt Romney, whether you're liberal, whether you're very conservative, you ought to be excited because he's been on your side at one time or another.
This is someone who doesn't have a core. He's been on both sides of almost every single issue in the past 10 years.
But Governor Romney has taken two positions on every issue at least.
I just think he ought to be honest with the American people and try to win as the real Mitt Romney, not try to invent a poll-driven, consultant-guided version that goes around with talking points. And I think he ought to be candid. I don't think he's being candid.
We could call him a serial flip-flopper then.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Romney. You almost called him a fraud last week, and you promised people, I think your quote was, look, you may not agree with me, but I will never con you.
I mean, this is someone who will say anything to get elected, and I think, again, people are recognizing they want the genuine article.
And you said of Mitt Romney, somebody who will lie to you to get to be president will lie to you when they are president. I have to ask you, are you calling Mitt Romney a liar?
Yes.
You're calling Mitt Romney a liar?
Well, you seem shocked by it. Yes.
And I think he's certainly being dishonest about his own record. When he says that he had the endorsement of the NRA, he did not. When he says he didn't raise taxes, in fact, there were $500 million of fees that were raised during his time. When he talks about my record or John McCain's, I mean, he's making up stuff. It's just incredible. When he talks about our spending increases, which in my case wasn't true, he says things about my position on immigration. It's not true. And I don't know, maybe you have another word for it. Only word I knew in Arkansas, we kind of kept it simple there. We called it dishonest.
The best indicator that I'm doing very well is when you're attacked by Romney. And I don't know how to respond to some of it because his position may change tomorrow.
If you look at his record as governor, it wasn't totally stellar. His job production was not great at all. In fact, it was the third worst in the nation.
If Mitt Romney's an economic heavyweight, we're in trouble because he was 47th out of 50 in job creation in the state of Massachusetts when he was governor.
Well, when you go to Gaffney, South Carolina, which is one of the towns that we're going to be visiting, and again, that was one of those cities that had a business. It was a photo album and a framing business, and those people are out of work today after Bain Capital basically gutted the company. Took, I believe, $20 million of profit out of it, and people lost their jobs. There's another steel manufacturer here in South Carolina. Mitt Romney's going to have a hard time coming into South Carolina and making the people here think that he's anything other than just a rich Wall Streeter who took advantage of their businesses. You know, people lost their jobs, they lost their pensions, they lost a lot.
And the article apparently outlined in detail that Bain Capital acquired a company, in essence looted it, and then laid off 1,700 people. Now, if that's accurate, and if there are 3 or 4 or 5 examples like that, I think that's troubling. I don't think those of us who believe in free markets, and those of us who believe that in fact the whole goal of investment is entrepreneurship and job creation, would find it pretty hard to justify rich people figuring out clever legal ways to loot a company, leaving behind 1,700 families without a job.
For example, when Governor Romney not too long ago said, you know, the Russian Federation is our #1 geostrategic threat. Well, come on, think. It isn't the case.